Welcome. The Australian Reiki Connection is proud to host this live online event titled Keep Reiki Spiritual, Simple and True. We are honored to have as our guest presenter Sensei Inamoto Hyakuten, who is speaking to us live from his home in Kyoto, Japan. As president of the Australian Reiki Connection, I now invite ARC member Sally Wayne, who is also the volunteer administrator of Komyo Reiki Do Australia and Komyo Reiki Do International, to formally introduce Sensei Inamoto Hyakuten.
I'm in Melbourne and I've been an ARC member for the past 9 years. Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei is the founder of Komyo Reiki Do. He is a Pure Land Buddhist monk, a Reiki researcher, and a renowned international Reiki teacher. Inamoto Sensei is a native of Kyoto, Japan, and has been teaching since 1998. Inamoto Sensei is a consultant and translator for Reiki teachers and authors. As a researcher, Sensei is intensely interested in Usui Sensei, his practices, and how other Reiki practices have since evolved. Being Japanese, he is in a unique position to verify facts from fiction, where others have been unsuccessful due to language and also cultural blocks. While the pandemic has hindered Sensei's teaching and travel for the past 2 years, Inamoto Sensei has supported Komyo Reiki Do practitioners and teachers via Zoom, like many other teachers during this time. I'm immensely grateful for the learning opportunities with Sensei, and also grateful for his presence today. Without further ado, I'm very, very happy to introduce Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei. Over to you, Sensei.
Thank you, Sally. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Inamoto Hyakuten. Inamoto is my family name. Hyakuten is my given name and the Buddhist name. Okay. As you know, in Japan, traditionally, family name comes before, the given name. Family is more important than family member, I'm not sure. I mean, the family, yeah, more important. Yes, maybe this is a kind of a Japanese tradition. But anyway, Inamoto Hyakuten from Kyoto, Japan. As you know, Kyoto was a capital city of Japan for about 1,000 some years, long time. So kind of an ancient capital city of Japan. And again, as you may know, there is a mountain in the north of Kyoto, named Kuramayama, Mount Kurama, which is the birthplace of Usui Reiki Ryoho. Okay, yes. And it is my great pleasure to be here with you on the ARC online event today. And thank you, John, for having me here, the ARC online event. It's my honor. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's about all, okay? Yeah. Okay, so what do I do? Oh, first, yes. Can I go ahead now? Begin now? Before I forget, I'd like you to know one thing, okay? I like you to know that there is a distinction, between Reiki and Reiki Ryoho. This I like you to understand. Reiki, as you know, simply put, the energy of the universe, right? Which sustain all life. Reiki Ryoho. Let's see. Okay. Reiki Ryoho. Ryoho means healing arts or healing methods. Okay. So Reiki Ryoho and Reiki is two different things. So I think we need to make a clear distinction between Reiki and Reiki Ryoho. Okay, let me see. Can you see? Reiki, okay. In more detail, Reiki is short for Tenrei Chi-ki, okay? Reiki. And of course, Rei and Ki means the energy, but Rei energy, the source is different. Rei energy comes from the Ten means heaven. Ki energy, come from the earth, Chi. Okay. So the Reiki is the energy of the heavens and the earth. But in a modern way of saying, we can say, it's the energy of the universe. In olden day, any country, people say to mean the universe, heaven and earth. In Japan, we still use tenchi, ametsuchi, to mean the universe. Yeah. So Reiki, the energy, the heaven and the earth, or we can say, the energy of the universe. This is Reiki. Okay. Then what about Reiki Ryoho? Okay, can you see? Reiki Ryoho means healing arts, healing method or healing modality, using Reiki, the energy of the universe. So Reiki Ryoho is the name for healing art, healing modality. Okay, yes. Then usually I use the word, Reiho, short for Reiki Ryoho. Okay, Reiho, short for Reiki Ryoho. So when I say Reiho, it means Reiki hands-on healing art. Okay. And if I say Reiki, it's the meaning is the energy of the universe. Okay. So yes. So this, I think we have to, be clear about this, Reiki, Reiki Ryoho, different things. Okay. Yes. And of course, not only in the West, even in Japan, people just use the word Reiki to mean Reiki Ryoho. So it's kind of confusing, Yeah. So I like to, say, that Reiki and Reiki Ryoho, there is a kind of distinction. Okay. So I think it's a good idea to make a distinction between Reiki and Reiki Ryoho. Okay. Or, Reiho. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And let's see. The theme of the event today, keep Reiki spiritual, simple, and true. Yeah. This is the very basic, fundamental, the understanding. Okay. And I think keep Reiki means Reiki Ryoho, Reiho, Reiki healing. Yeah. From the beginning, it's a spiritual and very simple. Okay. So in my class, Reiki class, I teach that, Reiki Ryoho practice is place your hand Okay, surrender and smile. That's all. Nothing else. So simple. But so, because of the simplicity, we find it so difficult to practice them. Placing our hand, even small children can do. Yeah, sometimes maybe cats and dog can do, huh? Yeah, it's so easy. But next one, surrender to Reiki. This is the most difficult task for us, human adult. Okay. And smile, yes, I think we can smile, or at least we can try to smile, even though we're not happy. Still, we can try, to smile. Yes, but surrender to Reiki, surrender to the universe, so difficult. Okay. My point of view is why we find this so difficult. I think it's our ego. Okay, our ego always tempt us to think that I am doing, this, they hold to help my family, help my friend, always there's a I, my, me, or mine. That's, typical of, ego. Yes. So I think we have to, as a Reiki practitioner, we have to struggle with our ego all our life. Yeah, not easy, And of course, we cannot get rid of our ego. Okay, to survive, we need our ego. I, me, mine. Everybody needs. Okay. Yeah. So in a way, our ego is not our enemies. Okay, friends, good friends, companion. Yeah. We travel together, hands in hands in our daily life, in the world of duality, good or bad, Yeah. But when it comes to spiritual practices or training, we have to put our ego aside, sorry, go over there, stay there, yeah. Okay. I don't need you, now. So we have to put our ego aside, yeah. That's why I think so difficult, when it's come to surrender to Reiki. Yeah. Our ego is always standing by, yeah. Okay. Looking for the room, they can enter, and we think I am doing this and that, to help my friend, family, always I, me, mine, yeah. So basically, Reiki Ryoho, the system itself so simple. Yes. So I always feel Reiho or Reiki Ryoho, is simple, very simple, and perfect. Okay. And in this, the simplicity, there are all things there, Yes. So Reiki Ryoho, Reiho, does not need other things. Okay. It's simple and perfect. Okay. That's, I have to keep on telling me. Otherwise, my ego might, tempt, tempt me. Okay. So I have to keep on telling, okay, perfect, and I should say full of all things, simple, perfect, and full of all things. That means we don't need other things. Okay. Then, as you know, as a Reiki history, Reiki Ryoho, thanks to Hayashi Sensei, and thanks to Takata Sensei in Hawaii, her granddaughter, Blissful Moto, Reiki Ryoho, Reiho has become widespread in the West. Yeah. Then, in the process of spreading, okay, yes, many Reiki master, out of good intention, they try to add something else, get something else, other things, okay? Because we know it's so simple, and yeah, we want to add something more or something else, to make it better or something, okay? So always out of good intention, but we have a tendency to add something else, yes, because as a human, we have a lot of weaknesses, and one of them is, that we want more and more, okay, kind of how to say, insatiable, hunger for more, okay, more, yeah, new toy, new technique, new things, yes. Because of the human weaknesses, like that, yes. Simple Reiki Ryoho from Japan, yeah, has become very complicated, things, including chakra, aura, crystal, even angel, maybe some other thing, Yeah. So personally, I always feel we have to, avoid these things, unnecessary thing. Of course, it is okay. It's a good thing to know about chakra, aura, crystal, angel, yeah. It's good to know them. But we are not supposed to mix them with a simple Reiki, system, Reiho system. Yeah. Okay. So the theme of the day today is keep Reiki Ryoho, spiritual, simple, and true. Very true, yes. And when it's come to true, what truth, to my knowledge, there are a lot of, how should I say, misleading or misinformation or misconception about the founder, Usui Sensei, Reiki history, yes, because of the personal interpretation or personal fabrication of the beautiful, Reiki history, yeah. So there are a lot of questionable information, misinformation, okay? Then I always say, if without foundation, confirmation, or verification, I can create my own beautiful story about Usui Sensei, about Reiki history, okay? But I need foundation, confirmation, verification, maybe direct material evidence, then I can share this information or the information. Okay. But some people, the Reiki master, they don't care about this. They just share their own speculation or their own, beautiful story without foundation confirmation. So you have to be very careful, when we read the book on Reiki. Okay. So that's, I always feel, okay, we still have a lot of, misinformation, misconception, misunderstanding, Why? Because of the simplicity and also our ego. Okay. Look, I know everything about Reiki, Ryoho. Okay. I know everything about Japan. I know everything about Japanese culture, tradition, Yeah. So to me, that's our ego. Okay. We always want to be the top of the mountain, I'm the best, I know everything. Yes. So again, the most difficult task for us, especially as a Reiki practitioner, the struggle with our ego. Okay. Yes. So then we have to know what the ego is, or we have to discuss, the ego. But what is it? Very difficult, Yeah. So I know many participants this time, but maybe one or two, of you, would you share your interpretation of what ego is? What is ego? Maybe one or two participants, please. Oh, nobody. We have so many people. Okay. Uh-huh.
Anybody wants to share, just put their hand up or raise hand.
Yes, please.
There's a question here.
Mm-hmm.
My ego stops me from allowing what comes up in my practice.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you. Very good.
I can try and say what I think the ego is.
Uh-huh.
I think the ego is this an idea of who we are, a projection of our mind, and how it sort of tries to understand who we are as human beings. And in some way, we create this picture of who we are, which we take for real, and that interferes. As you said, it makes us survive life, but in another case, it influences how we operate in life, in a sense. And that stops us from purity, simplicity, and whatnot, because it likes stories and drama.
Yes. So, but like I mentioned, we need our ego to survive, right? Yeah. To me, ego, of course.
Someone else just said, if I may interrupt, that the ego is the lower self. The ego is the lower self, not the higher self.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. To me, ego is opposite of true self. I should say false self. Okay. But we believe our ego or false self is true self. We are confused. Yeah. Okay. Then, I always feel I am this body. This is me. Okay. Yeah. That's my ego. Oh, my I am this body separate from others, not only, living beings, living things, but the nature, the universe, yes. So that's my interpretation of the ego, I am this body separate from the others. And I am always right. The people out there always wrong. I am right, they are wrong. Okay, that's, I think, the symbolic of our ego. Okay, so you can have your own interpretation, understanding, but one thing for sure is our ego, the good friend, daily life, but good friend turn out to be very bad friends. When it comes to spiritual training, spiritual practices, including Reiki hands-on healing practice, Reiho practice. Okay. So I think, I have to struggle with my ego all my life. Okay. I don't know about you, but, maybe, I need all my life, Okay. But I feel that when I die, my ego also die with me. No ego, nothing there. Okay. Yeah. So as long as I'm here alive, I have an ego, That's why it's an ongoing, never-ending struggle, for me. Like Reiki, Reiki Ryoho practice, hands-on, practice, so simple, yes. And this remind me of Reiki Ryoho, okay. As you know, Reiki Ryoho, two-fold practice. Reiho is a two-fold practice. I always say this in my class, okay? One is therapeutic or healing practice. This is a foundation of Reiho. Then another is spiritual practice, okay? And they are not separated. They are one, like a gasho, okay? Two hands become one. And this is Reiki Ryoho, okay? Reiho, okay? So I always try to keep this, okay, Reiho is two-fold practice, okay? Not only healing practice, but also spiritual practice, okay? And I understand some Reiki system in the world, they just focus on one, okay? Kind of a healing aspect or healing approach, okay? Yeah, no other, which is a spiritual practice, only to focusing on curing or healing physical, the problem, health problem, yes. But I feel two should be one, like a kasho. Then it's become complete system, okay? Then, as you know, official name for Usui Reiki Ryoho, okay? We have to add Shinshin Kaizen Usui Reiki Ryoho, okay? Shinshin means mind, body. Kaizen means improvement. And Usui Reiki Ryoho, okay? So it's not body and mind improvement. It is mind, body improvement. Reiki Ryoho is a philosophy or concept, that's mind over body, okay? Not vice versa. Always mind calm before the body. Yeah. Not body and mind. Always mind and body. Okay. And so Shinshin Kaizen, Usui Reiki Ryoho is a very official, name for so-called, Usui Reiki Ryoho. Okay. As you see in the Reiki principle, okay, familiar, a principle by Usui Sensei is say, yeah, Shin Shin Kaizen Usui Reiki Ryoho. This is an official, name, okay? And it's trademarked, so we cannot use this. Usui Reiki Ryoho, yes, we can, but together with the Shin Shin Kaizen, we cannot use this. It's trademarked by Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai head office, okay? Yeah, but it's good to know, official name is, Shin Shin Kaizen Usui Reiki Ryoho, okay? Yes. So to me, from the beginning, Reiki Ryoho is twofold, okay? Practice. Then, of course, the kind of a common goal or destination is so-called Satori, enlightenment. Okay. Shoden student, chuden student, okuden, shimpiden, whatever, yeah, it's a common destination. I mean, Satori, yes, to become enlightened, awaken to the truth. Or in other words, awaken to the true self, who I am, okay, truly. Yeah. That's our, destination. Yes. And of course, as you see in the Reiki principle original, okay, you find two titles, okay? Shoufuku no Hiho, Manbyou no Ryaku. Shoufuku means invite happiness, okay? Okay? Hiho is a mystic art, mysterious method, okay? And Manbyou is all diseases, all sicknesses. Ryaku means a miraculous medicine. So miraculous medicine to, heal all diseases. In other words, disease-free, no disease, good health. And first one is invite happiness, means happiness. So this is our daily goal, as a Reiki practitioner, okay? To be healthy and happy every day, okay? That's why we have two titles, okay? Yes, happiness and good health. In other words, disease-free, okay? So these are our daily goal. And now our final goal is enlightenment, Satori in Japanese. So I think we have two goals, as a Reiki practitioner. One is daily goal, another is final, okay? Yes. So to be healthy, happy every day, and the final one is to be awakened, awakened to what, I mean, it's up to your interpretation, but to me, awaken to the true self, yes. In Buddhism, as you know, it's called nirvana or nibbana, okay, which means the end of suffering. Okay, so in other words, when we attain enlightenment, we have no suffering, no pain, no nothing, just happiness, joy, whatever. Okay, yes. So again, you can have your own interpretation of what Satori enlightenment is. Okay, but one thing for sure is, as a Reiki practitioner, that's our final goal. Okay, so once again, we have two goals: daily goal, good health, happiness. Another goal, final one, enlightenment, illumination, awakening, okay, to the truth. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, like in the theme, letting ego, triumph over heart. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, yes, ego is kind of a troublesome, yeah, difficult, things. Yeah. So we have to, again, struggle with our ego all our life, okay? But again, please do not think our ego are our enemies. No, they are our friends. Okay, there are some topics I received from John, where the Western Reiki can differ from the Japanese style Reiki. Okay, the difference between so-called Western Reiki system and Japanese Reiki system. Okay, or maybe some people say traditional. Okay, Reiki. Okay. Okay. But when it comes to Japanese style Reiki, where can I find Japanese Reiki system or style? Yeah. To me, only Usui Reiki Ryoho, yeah, is a traditional, original Reiki system, yeah, which is practiced only within Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai among Usui Reiki Ryoho member, okay? Outside Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai, we practice something else, other than Usui Reiki Ryoho. Yeah? So my understanding is, Western Reiki system, or shall we say Japanese Reiki system, under one umbrella, which is Hayashi Shiki or Hayashi style Usui Reiki Ryoho. Okay, so in that sense, no distinction, only different style, different method, different way, okay? Like I mentioned, under one umbrella, which is Hayashi Shiki, Hayashi style, Usui Reiki Ryoho. That's how I understand. So there is no, oh, this is better than other, or, vice versa, the same thing, in a different style, different way, yeah. So I call it Hayashi Shiki or Hayashi style Usui Reiki Ryoho. as you know, Hayashi Chujiro Sensei became independent, 3 years after Usui Sensei passed away. Okay, and Hayashi Sensei was the last student, of Shihan student of Usui Sensei, because let's see, Hayashi Sensei became a Shihan one year before the founder passed away. So he was the very last, Hayashi Sensei. And he became independent, and he had his own, association, which is called Hayashi Reiki Kenkyu Kai. Kenkyu is a research or study. Kai is a group or association. So he had his own, association. Okay, Hayashi Reiki Kenkyu Kai. Okay. Then, of course, Mrs. Takata, in Hawaii, came to Japan, and she became a, student of Hai Sensei. She stayed in, I think, over a year, okay, and she became a Shimpiden, student of Hai Sensei. Then she returned home, to Hawaii, Then in 1938, Hai Sensei, accompanied by his daughter, visited Mrs. Takata in Hawaii. And he made Takata Sensei as, Shihan, the very fast so-called Reiki master in the West. The very fast, okay? Yeah. Then from her so-called Western Reiki system, in other words, Takata Sensei is a parent of so-called Western Reiki system. We have so many variety of, Western Reiki system. But Takata Sensei, her system, Reiki Alliance, of course, it's a mainstream Reiki school, or system in the world. Yes. That's the beginning, so-called Western Reiki system. What about Japanese, Of course, my teacher, Mrs. Yamaguchi, was a student of Hai Sensei, same with the Takata Sensei, but Mrs. Yamaguchi was a Okuden student, level 2. She joined 5-day course, by Hai Sensei, and during 5 days, she became Okuden student, level 2. Okuden means level 2, okay? But Takata Sensei, as I mentioned, she was Shimpiden student while she was still in Japan. There's a kind of a gap, between Shimpiden level and Okuden level. But anyway, Mrs. Yamaguchi was also taught by Hai Sensei, and she was my teacher, yeah, okay. Then, as you know, Mrs. Yamaguchi had a 4 sons, no girl, only boys. The youngest one, named Tadao. Tadao founded so-called Jikiden Reiki, okay? Yeah. So can we say Jikiden and also Komyo Rekido before Komyo Reiki? Yeah, now Komyo Rekido. Can we say, this system? Maybe in a way, yes, Japanese, but not very traditional, okay? Yeah, because it's from, Jikiden, Komyo, the same, from Hai Sensei, from Hayashi Reiki Kenkyu Kai, and so-called Western Reiki system, as you know, from Hayashi Sensei, okay? So outside Usui Reiki Ryokai, nobody from Usui Sensei, the founder. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to Reiki lineage, I always say, look, even though we have a Japanese or Western, Reiki system, whatever, we practice the same thing in a different way, a different system, yes. And under one umbrella named Hayashi Shiki Usui Reiki Ryoho. Or we can say Hayashi Shiki Reiki Ryoho. Then, as you know, Reiki Alliance, they claim, their system is called Usui Shiki Reiki Ryoho, or Usui Shiki Natural Healing something, they use Usui Shiki. Yes. To me, it's still okay. Usui Shiki, Usui style. Okay. But if they say or they claim, we teach Usui Reiki Ryoho, I say objection. No. Okay. But they say Usui Shiki Reiki Ryoho. It's acceptable. Okay. Even though they say Usui Shiki Reiki Ryoho, but still it's a Hayashi Shiki or Hayashi style. Okay. Yeah. So that's my understanding, yeah. In a way, there is no difference, yeah. Japanese or Western, okay. The same thing in a different way, different system, okay. Then I know in the West, I think we have maybe more than 60 different Reiki system, 60, okay, maybe more, because we have a new system, one after another, okay. So to the best of my knowledge, maybe about 60 some, yes. Then I believe maybe half of them are not Reiki, system, not Hayashi Shiki, Reiki Ryoho, okay? Because their lineage cannot be traced back to Hayashi Sensei, okay? Not from Hayashi Sensei, but from somebody else, okay? Yeah. Like a Jesus, like the energy of the pyramid, like a Kuan Yin, yeah, something else. It's not Reiki, Ryoho. If they say, this system is such and such Reiki, their lineage, can be easily traced back to Hai Sensei. Then yes, it's Reiki, one of the Reiki system. If no, it's not Reiki system, even though they carry the name Reiki, because Reiki is a big name now, So in that sense, to me, about half of them, not Reiki Ryoho, not Reiho, because they cannot go back to Hai Sensei. They go back to somebody else or something else. Okay? Yeah. That's we have to keep in mind. Okay? And practitioners and teachers should live and practice Reiki each day. Of course, as a Reiki practitioner, yes, we have to practice, hands-on healing on ourselves, on the other. Okay, this is a foundation, of everything. I mean, okay, I think I have a Reiki mountain somewhere. Oh yeah. Okay, Reiki mountain, the top, as you see, common destination, Satori, okay, and Shoden, children level 1, 2, of course, focus is on healing or therapeutic. Okuden, Shimpiden, level 3, 4, focus is on spiritual practice. Okay, but this is the most important part of the mountain, the base, okay, of the mountain. Without this, there is no top of the mountain. So again, healing or therapeutic practice, the very, very important part of Reiki, Ryoho, okay? Yes. But if we think, oh, Reiki Ryoho is just to cure, the diseases, heal diseases, then we we misunderstand that, oh, this is the top of the mountain, okay? We miss this part, okay? Yeah, so very important healing practice, very important. And also, spiritual practice, is also very important together, okay? Like I mentioned before, healing practice, spiritual practice become one. And this is Reiki Ryoho, Reiho, okay? Yes. So, as a Reiki practitioner or teacher, it's more like our daily routine. Even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, yeah, we should place our hand on ourselves or on the other. Okay? Okay. So, very true, yes, practitioner and teacher should live and practice Reiki, Ryoho healing practice each day, every day. Yes. Okay, offering Reiki treatment, firstly, in a spiritual manner, rather than trying to fix the clients. Yeah, very good topics. Yes. Okay. Again, when this comes to, healing, practice, we have to be reminded that as a Reiki practitioner, we do nothing in the way of healing. Okay, we are only Reiki channel, conduit, instrument. Okay. But again, our ego say, no, I am doing, yeah, I am doing my Reiki healing. Okay, that's ego. Okay, again, we do nothing in the way of healing. It is Reiki, the energy of the universe, that does a fine job healing. Okay, again, not us. It's Reiki, the energy of the universe. Okay, remember, after placing our hand, we have to surrender to Reiki, leave the situation in the good hand of Reiki, okay, energy of the universe. Okay. So, of course, in a spiritual manner, yes, very true, and we are not, again, we do nothing, okay? We don't fix, the clients. Okay, we just offer our hands. Yeah, that's all we can do. We again place your hand. This is the best we can do. Then surrender and smile. That's all. Okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, this we have to keep in mind, as a Reiki practitioner, I am only Reiki channel conduit. I do nothing, okay, in the way of healing. It is Reiki, the energy of the universe, that does a fine job of healing, period. Okay, yes. So, okay, teaching Reiki 両方 to benefit the individual, choosing to learn not for self or profit. Teaching Reiki 両方 this should be Reiki 両方 to benefit the individual, of course. Okay, and choosing to learn not for self or, of course, not for profit. For self, I understand, for self-interest. Okay? Yes. So in a way, why we practice or we learn, Reho, okay? First, I need to be healthy, okay? So that I can help others, okay? So we need to be healthy and happy first, so that we can help others. So in that sense, me first. But I understand this way, not for self means for self-interest, or profit, okay? And I think it's very true, okay? But again, in a way, me first, okay? First, I have to be in good health, happy. Then I can offer, my, healing hand, yeah. I can help my family, my friend, yeah, people, out there, okay? So in that sense, me first, okay? Then not for profit. It's kind of a Ushi tradition, okay? Suppose you become a new member, first you have to sign the paper, which say, do not use membership for profits, yeah, to make a commercial profit. No, it's kind of a very strict taboo from the time of Oshi Sensei. Yes, so not for profits is number one, okay? Yeah, rule, okay? The member has to follow, okay? So, and the benefit of teaching Reiki Ryoho, face to face rather than online teaching. Yeah, kind of a difficult topics, because of the, pandemic. I mean, coronavirus pandemic, yes. It's not easy to offer Reiki treatment or Reiki classes, in person. Yes. I understand in your country, Australia, the student or client must be, how to say, double vaccinated, twice minimum, right? In Australia. But in Japan, there is no such rule yet. Maybe in the near future, I can teach Reiki classes. My class is always private, 1 or 2 students. Yeah. And I can have a Monday Reiki share in person every Monday. Not many people because of the coronavirus pandemic, about 8 to 10 people, get together in person. We practice, Reiki healing on each other. So there is no restriction, whether, participant or student, vaccinated or not, it's okay in Japan. So then, because of the, again, coronavirus pandemic, and thanks to, high technology, like a Zoom online things, some Reiki master offer online Reiki classes. Yes. Well, in a way, thanks to coronavirus, thanks to high technology together, okay? Yeah. And as I will say, coronavirus, pandemic is a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. And thanks to high technology, we have, online Reiki classes. Technically very possible, right? Yes. But when it's come to Reiki classes, there is Reiju, initiation, ritual. Okay. So because of that, or because of the importance of Reiju, initiation, I discourage my student from offering online Reiki classes. Refresher course without Reiju initiation, it's okay, no problem. Okay, but for the new students, okay, yeah, if Reiju is needed, I say no. Okay, we can wait till things settle down or calm down. Okay, in the near future, I hope, even coronavirus pandemic, okay, might become calm down, settle down. Okay, and when it's come to Reiju initiation, it's part of a ritual. Okay, it must be done face to face in person. This is a very traditional way. Okay, and as you know, in Reiju or initiation or attunement, procedure, there's some parts where, teacher or master, touch the part of students. Okay? Yeah. In communicative system, yeah, and also, hand. Okay. This touch is very, I don't know how to call it, kind of a pivotal factor, Without this, Reiju ritual ceremony lack something important. Yeah. That's why I say no Reiju online. Yeah. You see, we have a distant healing, right? And we can do distant healing, of course, online or, offline, we still can do. Yes. But there is no place where we touch the other person, So touch is very, again, important, central, pivotal factor of Reiju. And I feel, by touch, we can, how do you say, kind of transmit or transfer, some kind of energy information from the founder. Reiju has been done generation after generation, from Shihan to Shihan, and also Shihan to students, generation after generation, about 100 years. So there is something there, okay? Personally, I cannot confirm it yet, yes. But I always feel there's something, So that's my personal understanding, viewpoint. So I say no, a Reiki, online Reiki classes with Reiju or initiation, ritual. Okay. Then, like I mentioned, when it comes to Reiju, initiation, attunement, whatever, again, it should be done face to face, in person, sharing the same energy field together. Okay. That's one of the reasons I say no to distant Reiju or initiation. Okay. Okay. John, if it's okay, I can take some question, so far, Or shall we do that later? Or
If you would like to take some questions now, or if you wish to carry on, and people can, put your questions into the chat box. Or write them down and have them ready.
I see. Okay. Oh, I don't see them yet.
No,
so
one of our committee is keeping an eye on them, and they can ask them at the end.
Yeah.
So
maybe
if you keep the flow going, and we can keep an eye on the questions as they come in, or if it suits you, we can go now, whichever.
Yeah, so maybe I'd like to take some question. Then that's might, remind of something I like to share, So yeah.
Right.
Can I take some question?
Yeah,
so far?
I'll read
Go
them
for it,
out.
yes.
Thank you, Sensei. I will read some out that we have. One of them says, how do we cope with so many people looking for Reiki alongside psychic practices when we do not offer psychic readings?
No, it's not part of Reiki Ryoho. It's a different story, different thing, psychic. Okay. And of course, some Reiki practitioner, happen to be psychic people, But again, Reiki Ryoho, Reihyo has nothing to do with a psychic, ability or whatever. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How do we collectively and individually address bringing Reiho back to simplicity?
Oh, that's a difficult question. So you have to cut the how do you say branches of the tree. Maybe if you find them unnecessary, you can avoid them. And the point is, in a way, as I always say, simplicity is the key to the truth. If we want the truth, we need to be simple, okay, not complicated. So in that sense, better cut off all unnecessary, the branches. Yeah. Now, I don't know which or this, but yeah, it's up to you, okay? if you feel, oh, this is not necessary, then yeah, you can cut it off.
Is it possible to teach remotely and finalize Usui attunements face to face to complete the process of teaching?
Just said it is basically.
You're talking about Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai way?
Jennifer Gatt, would you like to elaborate further with that?
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, following the traditional teaching as close as possible, and then meeting up with the student to actually face-to-face pass the attunement from master to student.
Okay, so let me see. In a Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai meeting or gathering, they repeat the very simple, training program again and again and again, yes. And the kind of a highlight of the gathering or meeting is, receiving reiju, I mean for member, reiju from Shihan, okay? There should be minimum 2 Shihan, the gathering, okay? Then, yes, again, kind of a highlight of the gathering is receive reiju, okay? Means twice, okay? By 2 different shihan, okay? They don't teach, okay? They just, member, follow the program, training program, under the guidance of shihan. And again, in some part of the program, shihan give reiju face to face, to each member. Okay. Yeah. So there is no specific shihan or teacher to how should I say, a specific member. So there is no such things like a so-called lineage, Yeah. Okay. That's how they do. Did I answer the question? Or?
No, I'm a little bit confused with that. I beg your pardon. What I really mean, if I can clarify, is that I'm a Reiki master teacher and I've been doing it for several years with lots of students who come forward. I have not done any teachings online up until now, and I'm not sure, I'm very hesitant to do that without actually having a face-to-face final attunement through myself as the master to the student.
So, like I mentioned, traditionally, reiju given face-to-face, in person, okay? So, yes. If, we say, traditionally speaking, reiju, initiation, attunement should be given face-to-face, in person. That's the traditional way, okay? So I just follow, Komyo Rekido, my system, follow that tradition.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Diane, you have a question to ask. Your hand's been up for a while. If you unmute. Diane Felds.
Just unmuting now. I was just turning it down so I don't echo. Hi, I'm Diana Fells from Canberra. I had a question in regards to within the system of Reiki, there's, and you start getting into those deeper layers. And when you look at the things like the precepts, Joshin Kokuho, Sesshin Toiso, Reiki and hands-on healing, they all point back to one aspect, and that's true self. So I just wondered what your perspective of what true self means to you, or what does that mean to you, or your perspective on that?
Oh, true self. Yeah, I mean, we all have true self from our birth, yeah. But usually we don't see it, Some people do not realize, they have true self. But there is true self. So the interpretation of true self is, depend on the individual, okay? To me, true self is enlightenment, okay? Yes. If I attain enlightenment, I see the truth. I see the true self, Yeah. So true self is included in the truth. Okay. I can see myself as I am. I can see things as they are. Okay. But usually we don't see things as they are, Yeah. Our own opinionated or judgmental point of view, And besides, we are usually very much deluded, Yeah. We are not clear, okay? Because our mind, I call it monkey mind, is always jumping around, okay? Never be here, in this point, and calm and quiet. No, always jumping around, up and down, right and left. How can we see the truth? Okay, so to see the truth, we have to be right here, right now, in this, one pointedness, and our mind, monkey mind, become calm and peaceful. Then I believe, we can see the truth, things as they are, okay? Then we can see our own, true self. That's my understanding. That's why we need, any kind of spiritual practice, like a meditation could be, one best, one of the best, methods, okay? Yeah, meditation, any meditation will do, but yeah, being in the present here now, okay? Then our mind become calm and peaceful, in the here now. Then we see the truth. Personally, that's how I understand what meditation is, okay? And of course, when it comes to meditation practice, to me, hands-on healing, on myself, on the other, this is another form of meditation, okay? We don't call it meditation, but it's a meditation. Yes, our mind become calm and peaceful, yes, and we can be in the here now, okay? Then I think we see the truth there. Yes. So again, to me personally, Reiki Reiho, practice is practice of meditation. Okay? Then, as you know, in the Reiki principle, by the founder, Oshi Sensei, the first one is Kyo Dakewa, today only. It's mean in the present, in the here now. Okay. That's why in our daily life, we find it very difficult to practice even one of them, Kyo Dakewa, be in the present. Okay. We never be in the present here now. Okay. Looking back, looking ahead, the past and future, back and forth, we forget about the present here now. Yeah. So I think when we practice Reiki healing, Reiki session, yes, we are in the present. We are practicing one of the principle, kyodekiwa, in the present. Okay. That's how I understand, the Reiki hands-on healing practice, and also Reiki principle, one of them, kyodakiwa, today only. Yeah, be in the here, now. Never mind yesterday, never mind tomorrow. Be in the here, now. That's all. Okay? Yes. I hope I answer the question. I hope.
We have another question here. Can you please clarify the teachings of Reiki Master Practitioner and Reiki Master Teacher levels, as many teach these two different roles together as one class, not separate classes?
I have no knowledge about what level you said, master?
Reiki Master Practitioner and
Reiki Master Practitioner. What is it? I'm not clear. Reiki Master Practitioner.
Corinne Brown, can you clarify, please?
Yeah, I have no idea about this word.
What it is that some teachers are doing here is that in the Shimpenden, they break it into two levels. They call one level 3A, where they teach the master symbol, but they do not teach the student how to attune the other students. It's simply just so that they have a bit of additional advanced Reiki practitioner training and information, but they are aware and they're attuned to the master symbol, Daikomo, but they are not taught how to attune other students to Reiki. They have to do what they call the level 3B, or the Shimpenden class, the master teacher class, to be taught how to give the attunements.
I see.
And I think Takata, this is Takata called level 3A, master practitioner, because they're not a teacher. A lot of people were saying, I'm a Reiki master, thinking they could go out and attune people. So master practitioner became a Western way of saying you're not a master teacher, you only have awareness of the master symbol, the Daikomo, but you cannot attune students.
I see.
It's some teachers do it, many teachers do it as one class.
Yeah, now I think I'm clear. Yeah, so Shimpiden is divided into two, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Basically, shall I talk about Ushireki Ryogakai tradition? Traditional way. They have 1, 2, 3 level. Okay. But actually, they have 4. Shoden, level 1. Okay. Okuden, like I mentioned, means level 2. But Okuden is divided into 2. Okuden first half and Okuden latter half. So Okuden, is divided in 2. Then Shimpiden. So, actually they have 1, 2, 3, 4 level. Okay. Then I thought Takata Sensei follow the system of, Usi Reiki Ryoho. Yeah. So Reiki Alliance has a level 1, level 2, then, master level. Okay. I didn't know, master level was divided in two, yeah. But my understanding is they only have a level 1, level 2, and master level.
Yeah,
Okay.
and most of the teachers, members of ARC teach it that way. I think Takata distinguished between, because for many years they were saying level 1, level 2, and master level. And when they were learning just level, but when they were breaking the Shimpuden into 2 and learning the master symbol, the Daikomo, at the master level, and then coming back and spending more time on the Shimpenden level and being taught how to attune others. To distinguish this, Mrs. Takata, well, to me personally, she said she calls this a master practitioner, because they're not a teacher, they're just a master practitioner.
Oh, I see. So,
I beg your pardon, I do beg your pardon. I've just been corrected. It was Phyllis Furumoto who called it master practitioner. I never met Mrs. Takata. I apologize.
I see. Okay. So, yeah, Mrs. Takata's granddaughter, Phyllis Furumoto,
Yes.
maybe in a way, she improved the kind of original system from Takata Sensei.
Well, she did not teach Shimpenden in 2 levels.
I see.
To avoid the confusion for those who did, she said, you're not a Reiki master, you're a master practitioner.
I see.
Words.
Yeah. So I didn't know that, I mean, personally, I met Phyllis many times when she was in Kyoto. Yes. And we never discussed this. Yeah. Yeah. But okay, maybe, yeah. She was always, try to improve the Reiki Alliance system, Yeah. He's so committed, so serious, Reiki practitioner. Okay. Yeah. That's why, yeah, it's understandable, Phyllis, in a way, improve the system, but I didn't know. Yeah. But basically, like my Komi-Rekido system, like Usui Reiki-Ryoho, Gakkai system, Shoden and Okuden into 2. Komyo has a Shoden, Chuden, middle, teaching, Okuden, Shimpiden. When it comes to Shimpiden, students learn how to give Reiju. That's all. Same with the Usui Reiki-Ryoho, Gakkai. If member become a Shimpiden, they just learn how to give Reiju, nothing else. Yeah. So basically, or in general, yeah, Shimpiden is for Shihan, and Shihan, becoming Shihan means they know how to give Reiju. Okay. Yeah. That's all. So my teacher, Mrs. Yamaguchi, she joined 5-day course, of Hei Sensei. And after finishing 5-day course, she was Okuden and Okuden students, which means she learned, so-called Reiki symbol 1, 2, 3. Okay. And she was not Shimpiden, so she didn't know how to give Reiju, but how to give Reiju was taught by her uncle, Yeah. So anyway, by Hai Sensei, no, only 3 symbol, okay, yes. But how to give Reiju, not by Hai Sensei, by her uncle, who was, I think, a Shihan, yeah. That's why Mrs. Yamaguchi knew how to give Reiju. That's why I was taught how to give Reiju, okay? Then based on that, in a way, I created, the system, which is called now Komyo Rekido, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, maybe different system again, different way, yeah. Then speaking about master symbol, number 4, okay? There is a big mystery question, okay? Especially for me, okay? I know Takata Sensei was teaching Daikomyo, so-called, yeah, DMK as a master symbol. I know, I could confirm with some of the original Reiki master, including Phyllis, yes. She was teaching, yes. But my teacher, Mrs. Yamaguchi, had no idea, no knowledge, yeah. Then I think because of the difference between, Takata Sensei, my teacher, the Takata Sensei was Shimpiden, my teacher, Okuden, level 2. So could be, yeah. Then my big question is, who started teaching, so-called master symbol, fourth symbol? Was it Takata Sensei or was it Hai Sensei? Okay? As you know, in Usui Reiki Hogakkai, there is no master symbol. They only have 3 symbol. Okay? No mantra, only symbol. Usui Sensei created them, not for himself, not for his own use, for his students. Okay? Yeah. So again, no master symbol in Usui Reiki Hogakkai. Okay? But Takata Sensei was teaching, then again, again, big question, who started, master symbol? Takata Sensei, I'm kind of a negative, Then, maybe Hai Sensei, because he had his own, Hayashi Reiki Kenkyukai, association. So maybe he could be the one who started teaching master symbol. This I cannot confirm so far. Okay, I need confirmation. Yeah. So in the near future, I hope I can confirm this. Who started, so-called master symbol? Was it Takata Sensei or Ai Sensei? Okay. My big mystery. But in the future, near future, yes, I hope I know the answer, who started. Okay. Okay.
Anita, do you want to pick up other questions there?
Maybe, yeah, okay.
I was just about to ask, would you like some more questions, Sensei?
Okay, so how about one more question?
One more?
Then can I suggest brief tea time, tea break after one more question?
Okay.
We have a tea break. Okay, thank you. So one more question, please.
Okay, thank you. Would you mind explaining how you teach the spiritual practice of Reiki Ho?
Oh, okay. In a way, I should say, as a when it's come to Reiki Ryoho practice, like I mentioned, place your hand, surrender, and smile. Okay. Then when it's come to spiritual, aspect or spiritual training, I say, go placidly in the midst of a praise of rain. And one more, a cup of tea, a cup of enlightenment. That's my spiritual teaching. Okay. And of course, especially Okuden class, which is, our focus is more on, how we cultivate, develop our inner growth, spirituality, I talk a lot about, spiritual training practices. And of course, as a Reiki practitioner, number one spiritual practice is the daily practice of Reiki principle, okay, by the founder. Okay? That's number one spiritual practice. Okay. Then in Komi-Rekido, we have the motto, which I mentioned already, go placidly in the midst of praise of Him. This means, rise above, the world of duality. Okay? Yeah. In other words, do not get attached to, this and that, good or bad. Okay? So simply put, the teaching of non-attachment. Then we can go placidly, calmly, peacefully, even in the midst of a praise of rain. Okay? We have a strong tendency to get attached to this and that, especially, good thing, even bad thing. Okay? Yeah. Because of the attachment or clinging to this and that, we do suffer. We have a lot of pain. Yes. So that's kind of my, understanding why we suffer a lot because of our clinging, our attachment, So in other words, from attachment arises suffering, a lot of pain. So if you don't want, suffering or pain, the solution, answer, very simple. Let go, okay? Yeah, the opposite of attachment, this one, let go, very simple. Then as a kind of, daily practice or kind of, I say enjoy a cup of tea, a cup of tea is a cup of enlightenment. While we enjoy tea or coffee, we feel so good. We are not aware of this, but we are in the world of oneness, beyond duality. That's why while we enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, whatever, we feel good. Okay? Then back to reality, which is a world of duality, gain or loss, good or bad, success, failure, So we need time for cup of tea, cup of coffee, so that we can raise above the world of duality, so that we can feel good, no stress, yes. Then back to reality. Then if we feel the need for another cup of tea or coffee, yeah, again. So maybe few times a day, I think, I mean, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, yeah, very helpful, okay? Yeah, help us to transcend the world of duality. That's why I say, oh, cup of tea, a cup of enlightenment, yeah.
So I do have more to present. Are you happy to keeping on with questions?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I like, question, I love to take question. So please.
Okay, in that case, I'll call on Joy Nicholson. And William, if you wish to ask your question as well, which is similar. Joy, if you unmute.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Sensei. Here in the West, there are many techniques used in the way attunements are offered. Is there one correct way, or is it about our intent, and therefore each of the techniques are all right?
Oh, you mean attunement, initiation?
Yes. Initiation and attunement.
Reiju in Japan, okay?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Reiju.
I mean, yeah, Reiju, initiation, attunement, to me, the same thing. Huh? Yeah. It's a kind of a ritual, okay? Formality to pass the energy on to others, okay? Yeah. So it's called Reiju in Japan, and I think the most appropriate translation is initiation. Like Takata Sensei and her school, Reiki Alliance, they use initiation, not attunement. Okay, but attunement is sound more neutral. Initiation. When we say initiation, kind of the ritual, performed in kind of a secret society or something like that. There's a kind of a connotation, when we hear initiation, maybe in the religion, yeah. So in that sense, attunement is more neutral and very good, okay? But again, it's the same thing, different name, okay? And of course, because it's a formality, there could be different kind or variety of formality, okay? A different system, has their own, reiju or initiation, attunement, how should I say, procedure or process, yeah. To me, it's okay. Doesn't matter, as long as it's the purpose is to pass the energy on to others.
Thank you.
William, does that answer your question as well? You'll have to unmute.
Yeah, okay, I just unmuted. Yeah, to a degree, because I'm still a bit, whether or not the attunements being given by the master, whether he or she is doing it exactly the way Yusui would have done it. We got no guarantee that it's being done the way Yusui did it, because it's not written down anywhere.
Okay, so again, Reiju is a name for, ceremony or ritual, yeah. And of course, different Reiki system, different Reiju or initiation, procedure, yeah. And even 薄い歴で法学会師範, I think it should be the same, exactly the same way, but depending on the shiha, okay? Slightly different. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, it's only a formality. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, any formality, which was designed to pass the energy on to other, I think they all work. Okay. Yeah. That's my understanding. So, Usirekido Hakkai, they have their own. Komirekido, I have my own. Jikiden, they have their own. The Gendai Rekiho, Doi Sensei, his own. Mrs. Takata, her own. Yeah, and they all work. Yeah.
I think what happens with Reiki teachers, ARC has criteria for the teaching of Reiki, in which we as much as possible keep to the core basic values of the system of Reiki that Yusui taught. And we talk about the 3 symbols, and then in this case, there's also a 4th symbol, the master symbol. Some teachers use other symbols in their attunement process, their reiju, and teach it to their students. Now, ARC asks them to separate them and call them add-ons. These are symbols that were taught to me by my teacher, but are not used in the traditional Reiki, Reiju, or attunements. So I think it's extra symbols are being added into the attunement process. And many people were thinking they were Usui inspired symbols. So that's where confusion can also arise.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, in Usui Rekido Hakkai, or Usui Sensei created, or introduced 1, 2, 3 symbol, only symbol, no jumon, no mantra, okay?
It's only the 3 symbols.
Yeah.
Okay, and of course, no so-called master symbol, because only 3, no 4th.
Yeah. And over here, some of them teach 4, 5, 6, 7 symbols. But they're coming from other systems. They're coming from, Raku Reiki, which was introduced by Arthur Robinson, or Tibetan Reiki, which was a mixture by William Rand.
Yeah.
And whereas if they're teaching it, as you say, the intent is the same, but ARC insists that they be specifically separated from symbol 1, symbol 2, symbol 3, and a master symbol. So that's how we overcome that, which has been out there, and we're not the Reiki police to stop people evolving or doing it once they separate it.
I know some Reiki system, they have more than maybe 10, Reiki symbol, together with a mantra, different system, different Reiki symbol. That's I know. But when it's come to Reiki symbol, okay, I mean, what's matter is a shape, of the symbol. It's the energy of the shape or form. Okay, so any symbol, okay, or shape, they have their own energy there. Okay, so anything can be a symbol from ancient time, even in the cavemen, they draw symbol. They all have a energy there. Okay, yeah. So when it's come to Reiki symbol, we cannot say this is correct symbol, and that is not, correct. We cannot say this. Each and every symbol means form, or shape.
Yes.
Has its own energy, different energy, but they all have own energy. Then how can we say, oh, this symbol is correct, that one not correct? We cannot say this. Together,
we don't know. We don't say that at all. We respect the right to use the other symbols, but what we say is these are not the symbols taught by Usui or Hayashi or your good self, but people are under the impression that they are, because they were taught Usui, Reiki, and all these symbols were part of their teaching. And we're saying they're symbols, they have their own energy, but they're from a different system. And if you want to use them, just please respectfully separate them, that they do not come from Usui or Hayashi or Takata.
Yes.
That's how we respectfully.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, each and every shape, or shall I say symbol, they all work. Okay. Yeah. We cannot say, it's not good, doesn't work. I know they all work. Okay. So, and also, as a Reiki symbol and as a Reiki practitioner, we are not supposed to depend on the useful tool, instrument as a Reiki symbol. Okay, yes. Eventually, we have to say goodbye to Reiki symbol or mantra. Like Usui Sensei, like I mentioned, he created Reiki symbol, not for himself, not for his own use, but for students as a helpful, useful tool. Okay, so that means, okay, time will come when we, come to think of it, I don't use Reiki symbol anymore. Time will come, I mean, the time will come when we transcend the need for outside help, like Reiki symbol or mantra. So my understanding is Reiki symbol are for beginning students, okay? And hopefully, we'll be able to let go of all Reiki symbol or mantra, whatever. We can be on our own, okay? That's my understanding of Reiki symbol mantra. They are helpful, useful tool or instrument, okay, for beginning students.
Excellent. Are there any more questions?
If no, maybe I can share a typical example of misunderstanding, or no, I should say misinformation. Can I share it with you now?
Do.
Yeah,
yes.
it's about my, a long time good friend of Reiki and one of the best Reiki master in Japan, Doi Sensei, the founder of Gendai Reiki Hall. Yes. Okay. So this is a typical example of misinformation. A master in the States, she claimed this, statement in her website, okay, which is to me, wow, utterly untruth, okay, or sheer nonsense. She talked about Doi Sensei, okay. Japan's Hiroshi Doi Sensei, the only Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai member with permission to teach the original Usui Reiki Ryoho outside the Gakkai. You know, this is utterly untruth, misleading, you know, misinformation. Sometimes this kind of, post or statement we can find. Recently, I found out this, then, oh, this is no good, Yeah. Okay. So still some people try to share, the story, or information, okay, which are not true. This is a typical, okay, of course, like I said, Doi Sensei, a very good, friend of mine for many years. And also, I do respect him very much because he's one of the best Reiki master in Japan. And he, only Usui Reiki Gakkai member with the permission to teach the original Usui Reiki house. This is, again, sheer nonsense. But some people believe this.
Yes.
Okay? Very misleading. Okay. I know Doi Sensei very much. And the truth is, Usui Sensei, Doi Sensei, of course, used to be a member of Gakkai, very active member, but not anymore. But, he is Okuden level member, okay? Not Shimpiden, not Shihan, okay? How can he teach Usui Reiki Ryoho, okay, outside Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai? Okay, so this is the truth. Okay, he cannot teach anything outside Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai. Yes, he can teach his system Gendai Reiki because he became a Reiki master on the lineage of Osho. To be more exact, Neo-Reiki, lineage. That's why he can teach his Gendai Reiki, not Usui Reiki. Okay? So this, we need to be clear. Okay? Nobody, I always claim, can teach Usui Reiki. Okay? Even, like I mentioned before, Shihan in Usui Reiki Gakkai, they don't teach. Okay? They are in charge of regular Reiki meeting, okay? And they give reiju to each member, in one of the routine program. That's all. They don't teach, okay? And they have no manual, no nothing, okay? So this is truly, misleading, okay? Yeah. So there are a lot of misleading, questionable, statement or claim. Yeah. So it's very important for us to check, every information, is it with confirmation, foundation, or verification? Because we can share, whatever we want, if we don't need confirmation, foundation. Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
So again, like you said, John, okay, true, okay, very important keyword, truth. Okay. Yes. So the information, must be based on truth, fact, foundation, or verification. Then we can gladly share the information, with the Reiki community in the world. Okay. So as a Reiki practitioner, I know there are a lot of books on Reiki, story about Usui Sensei, Reiki history, so we have to be careful, okay? Yeah.
Yes.
We have to choose, the right one. Otherwise, we can be very mistaken, misled, and misunderstand, the simple Reiki Ryoho.
Absolutely. That's one of the problems with modern technology and the internet is that if somebody puts something on the internet, then it must be true.
Yeah.
But
you see? Yeah.
my daughter had a saying when she was interviewed, and it was, believe nothing you read and only half of what you hear. Research the truth for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's, I think, the best way. Lie, if lie repeated again and again, lies become truth, Yeah. Yes. So again, we have to be very careful. We have to be very mindful, Yeah. Or what information say, yeah. I think that's, maybe one of the, job for us, seek out or seek the truth, Yes.
Sensei,
Okay.
there's a question here. Would you like me to ask it now?
Yes,
a lady
please.
is asking, is there a particular book that you could recommend?
That's my headache. So many books. Yeah. So I don't know which one, I should recommend. So please decide for yourself. Okay. And maybe it's a good idea, to pick up the book, on Reiki, randomly and read them, one by one after another. Okay. Yes. Then you can feel something. Oh, this book tells the truth. That one, no, something like that. Okay. So I think it's a good idea to pick up any Reiki book, read them. Okay. Yes. And usually I don't read the book on Reiki. Okay. But
Excellent.
mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we have no more questions, if you are now finished, we may wrap up.
Yeah, any suggestion you have, John?
Well, it's a simple tradition of gratitude to you and to everyone who has joined us today, with the intent of learning from your knowledge base and your spirituality and your enlightenment as you have reached it. And we thank you for sharing. And on behalf of committee and members of the Australian Reiki Connection, a genuine and sincere thank you. And until we meet again, love and light.
Thank you, John. It's been my great pleasure, my honor, yes, to be with you today. And I hope I could be some, Okay.
Yes.
So this means we can.
So as I say at the end of all of my emails, love, light, lots of laughter and wellness. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Inamoto.
Arigato,
Sensei.
Inamoto.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
be safe and be in the best of health. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We meet
Thank you
again.
so much.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.